touches the eastern sky as I'm standing on this reservation road. Been looking forward to this day, but now I want this road. This road takes me back to my baby's house. Reservation road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Reservation road, take me home, carry me onward, back to her. Traveling this old dirt road since my younger days. It's taken me to where I want to go. To love so true.
Kisigi hodoya denebanant Dr. Buu Nygren hodo hoje na hoil jishu do mo na outles dinjin da aneshkona honen ge jahana stige kha dolis hodoya yat dolis le hozto to Flagstaff to thodnes diz ariye thadeshahne aron le Tuesday da NAU Northern Arizona University are akede da satagi dia denish latin khaotzogi bil khaotzogi Kamala Harris, Vice President, First Lady Jasmine Blackwater, First Lady Ibedinin, Horein Hadina, Adenebeke, Bakaden, Hadina, Don Kichahadit, Do, Enindas, De Higido, Sani, that, and Yego, Mr. Eledoles, Idinin, Ado, Ashashine, Yego, Bendishnis, but don't need First Lady. Ado, Adada, Tuba City, Tonnes, Dizide, Adenash. Tuba City Wellness Center. Nadia, Statnes, Nana, Hedates, Kala, Adinda, Nadia, Eshipe, Yegon, Calchindo, Wada, the Naked had Enigich Deos, Edoles, Na adults on roads, Ispa, Hayanagi, Aro, Sto, Chinesji, do a larger but the Hosnehigi, CEO, but Nenegida, Tuba City Regional Healthcare Corporation, Ada thought Biscuit Nahasa Snap. Aro sto Shedal Trauda, Beshwasa an Casey Johnson, Beshwasa an Aro Song, Beshwasa an Helena Nesbegi, do Beshwasa an Shandine Paris, the Aria, Dide, and Kitchena Hot Ishat no, Adebania, Len Al Source, had a lead lison, Len Hana ID Cant, IHS. Dia zeil enes an nadot as baraway gap them based on kitche hode do lich june teneban an ledo dide shada do seta bedini do Yego etes nido de should no to digi nalt so shije baka islago as Washington no dos nicht director so shimbe dos nicht hospitals in nit a 159 million do an shi bahadol baraway gap shishi the Kushi the Melia added the Netch de Yos Idolis. Every Nacha Yego, Hodo announcements to this. Arohone Nanagi Sashibada Sodot, the Mobis Kane Danjo, Did, Beshmas an, a Bijahanast, Edi fall session, but then you have Jahanast in them, to Hata Nehenia should need a Beninache, Aida Nasco. Agenda items desk should need a co. I do should hot zada. Sure about this case, Don the 90 seconds as later, not deemed the Halzen ski, so it's kissing خونل نا شاتيت خدو شلخز أن بغنس أنجي خويش وشلو جول تخلنا شنو بيجتم شهربان سكيس سيجو الكدا استويدو ساني يشتهل نجو الكدا بيش أن ليجو تنبنت بنيادوتشي بكادوتشي عارو بسندوتشي عارو خراسي نكيج هادوتشي إشي كدا استويدو ساني سيجو تنبنت دل زنجي بني نجي هت أوشي تاس إندم هت إندم جدي كديد بجهنس إندم جدي تخاد بجهنس تيجي أنا غنجي recess break ده ديل نيل تدني شلا ده زد حالجين أخد بلاو بهونه تام بيشاندم ابني نشدو أخد زايبنا دو state of the nation chambers أنا إشلار أخد شيء خلاص زنيجي دو شلا خد زاده خالد لدني زين ديه تنبنن تنباسز and 400,000 doba to and nes na doba nes na chapters be the net that is nil dido lis shashi do sha da is nil do sha da is niligi buses jo base mas angelo at the qui di asara zina ke kha shla da ze kha nas del banda ne so tende the nebanan and the nebajes in the ke up ke dest do Vaya just give in a chip. Ashon to own a ranchita. Break it the deal. Nisa Abahazinia thought the Nebanon seemed Ganako and the Shia Benina. I hope it's East has stilly that's it. I ate at Benina. Corgo that's a grass for the Nisne. Out in the Atata Hazin. Ade Nia. Toy Hashina. What is 0 honeyar. 3 minutes. Honella. Hoden Hana Nash dot need out of a kiddo. 3 minutes is li oro tadel kastoya iya khashet odon izim yish khasndeshe to bohonet zade donde hoten no to shletza to alahot za to nizi die nat ani dilzen denabadan dilzen halet ol khajo askilna anish aide yo bayashtke she khoje nahi jisho doya shi peshwas an ban nahish khasa dodi dajit erodi dajit edod shnida to askilnda dilnesh askilt to and the never care of a cow nahot igi need eden hidet not ani the need lenigi ebina to hotoyo sada to be yashki the hot end to she belagana kachi to respect nise jo respect for the position of the president as dilzen the neverant as dilzen hey khan hi hodicha are besindi khato horon kicha hadot to halle to la hajo the nebal de inigi ba yada dil ki hadro nisne hot end hoje nahu jisho hot on kicha hanaste every week state of the nation in halen hodoshin hada kisigi hoje hodo hada kisto na nishto da hot egi ben hilnashne eshi to peshma hasa andeya tinde hot obja hanaste hot ende neke hoje the mo di jingon and nishone nikeche hanaste eshi hot oshaba hot nosen hot ende le behasti higi la simande da so si ben yel jedi shiagi shmaya a birthday in there Monday go October 16 let the nizi si at ela shashi shamad do ho lord and the birthday on the state of the nation at the sleeting sine to shot as leader even in aya shis khas the shot on nizi ben yel jedi shiado ben ye khadestin sine hotende hotza she hodo nan nishtati eje to khaszinigi don khayashtige ahota di si the net the honi to biga ha da hot egi ere bedin shkalota khoro hisna anish bayana nishtkitole si yega hodo she hodo bansis kes you base Washington dun kech elgagi nanishin tsagi te eben inache hajo hisna anish bishmas ando shishil khaz anigi executive branch but nenigi Eshi hot edel si yego the ne bakado wastans and lanadans and a teen patient sick case do nilchiyen sick case gi do besh chi that lot egi jo you person ki jo halgagi every nacha hajo ede ban city case da ede bandit hajo the ne ba at the deal ne station where there has on it up on the anishigi which nde kaso bani kregote hoje the neba Washington anit en aslist bedenil nish hoto as yego shitlele yunjno beshwas an beskisnash nish no jok eta hedi nanegi epe as yego hodes ton somansis kes she hot on jonago nasta hodesh hona hot hashi hayu the ne nilchi en sida keski broadband nanegi shi towers nanegi days dole tlashidne de kuigo shi best chief ya the hast dole sto hawanda beda dest ano slashe hawan bada ziyadol eskisna an nishto hisdil zendo keben an nishigi ede jono edesno na nishilche yo listen so man kes teamwork na nisabel gana getche horiya nanigi ARPA spending hoji asiego Navajo Nation Fiscal Recovery Fund because anigi sta 1 billion bajada liado nalsos hada liado ado sta 777 million sta chidesil in ado digi khanallos desha asiego 227 million shinanado le jodo shishes anigi asiego executive order benashnish di asiego red tape des nanagi tskil on nachodel neko di beso bedel di nishigijo shishes anigi shidet ego hoto benashnish eshin hoto le nal sosta dan begin tskil on nasko da no tehegi hoto di nil nisho to hot edoles aro hoje veterans home da nanagi hoje veterans director Bobby N. Baldwin shanad nishigi kadaze tha hawan yida dish nish Navajo veterans hada shida asiego to hawan bita dish nish to lao shin yego benadal don nish ado slap benadal don nishtane to had December leho hot oje salat sobet khaz anagi akhot de deal nish jo skina asa hawan bil don nishinde kushina khajinda asa bet nishte kat se bi kat bil don nishni ado shin yego tsiso hol jesto lecha hotel khaira se yego boho aho de kui elche ejille hege ayo akorose ado tsiso bejille ayo tino hodalto hoto ban ziskis ado Division of Community Development sto shla hawan sto yedal don nishi housing improvement program because anigi se yego hawan benan nishigi jo ashtashi na kizat ta zede betadil nishinde jo behanasce halkeda do hoda satana da asabil don nishinde ishi stina khe sebina khe asada debet nishtek at khazata that there's nishto law jo 1,000 homes is nanito Tria se yego le NHA old trabes na nishto the never Washington the bas anigi the not the never an slinda asa the miliage hone la hawan that the nail the snoye se skins of the nish sa se yego ayot den yala shi danzen hoten benin nachabansis kesi khatrol noe alna nish la bigan so bansis kesi vina Ashe abigansin 1,000 homes at in hajo alkisen del nishko alkan del wo adon nihin so man jiskes ado homeowners assistance fund eba hanasti the Washington do 55 million kechelia ishi the nebo hawan dai snigin they kin tratada hawan dai snido Chicago wasta nenegi irrigation sta 900 the nedan lenigi bebeka yera hone la besobiga kot oshe banan nesh trata so 855-628-2272 honda hotosne ha se hot beso ida os kangido in le shadai nishigi as yego de shnoya ado fiber connectivity for Rama in le telecommunications regulatory commission a large shanad nishigi tico charlie the sta 6 million ARPA be andi be khastegi digi fiber de does hot oshe al choli yago a sta sthaden is it tin ha one nishchi in se kesto big how be na nishigi internet de snenegi a hot hollodo le sheben in na nish de Yos yedo chiniers da os kadolito zeil in da benatchi da beden ido leto wande le kha de shinda de net khat da khada le phone be do da jil kitle oshi yenda dod nishote hoto so bena anish gote aro khodo grant writing for funding for Division of Economic Development hoje Tony Skrlanis Division Director shan lenigi in the US Department of Energy basable kangi hajonal so skadar dos into yego bedel not tap but the snow. There's possibly 100 million for economic development projects on the Navajo Nation. Grants that nenegi. Bichis Ado, Adishin Yidadish Nishtolek. Ado Zeni Home Lease, Le Navajo Generating Station, Page, we got the Lechibi got Ada, Hajosa Hawanadad, Enigi Sapho, Edige Kia, lease. Belas, I think, I did 91 people, 91 the ne Aja Dale Nish. Saida not, though she who end that days Nishta, she done Zene. A day how one Ada Edal ne. Zeni home, but no, he Ada Shin Janon, Kitane, Nada de Shnish, though she had obeses any to Halet, all a thought and Hilto, at Hatobes and that deal Nish the snow, or Hoda, Edig shit at Ibn an Nishto Le, so I don't have one a day, Edo, I don't get the net and Lenegi days Nishki, Haishebina do Hajobes that deal Nish that on so on this case, it ati bin days Nishot Eso, Ado Hojeso, electronic home site lease application. Division of Natural Resources. Ajie abe hanaste kaya bakhada house zoigi home site the shadows nichin zone in al so state at you sani hanot anigi dobiga te he at khoye yoda ille do haishe binadi patient sick case yenelchi in as neshigi haishe binado aro sa'alneta da noda ebinache aliya kanda. So home site lease bingen this sostano soikat. It's on the internet at the Division of Natural Resources. They added on Monday. It went live. As of the last 3 months, we've approved almost 500 home site leases across Diego. Benad Bendel Nishota, Hoskidaya Diego do Hatadanene, si Bedadil Nish. So I'll be Hanaste. The Navajo Washington Hajot the Hadil Nilto, Hajon al Sosto, Bekahonda and Nishga, Hajot Eskin Nade Niso, Hailabana Huntla, the date no, Daidil Kidoe, Abahazinia, Hala Ashto Lee, Hot Oak, a day, electronic home site lease application. She holodolation computer the hologishi that dos kasho aro the home site lease when this sostano soy aro bohonet zado de aro to hiring of more tribal employees. Ojia Debbie Nez, Division Director, Shanlenigi Human Resources. Ajia Ahuiche, Yedes Nishto, the Quigashit at the Adat Edon that also stand Nerigi. Eya yes, asto. Aja bida inni shot eso aja thandas nishige khen ke dini dole josho horobansis kes aita bes babacha dal yado aita khwa dit on dat on nish tabakha ota besta asto khaishe benet o veket da do lesen so ne yedanet lenda yedanet anda hone da hon nis bin da nish de schnoye behosel ado hone nanigi paying the bill for 23 funeral homes the past 3 months Diego Industries nish si Harahot Ihoda Kedene Inada Banadi Tlehoda Diego Che Ichida House Isle Arahoro the Navajo Washington do 2000 yendas droit Sata si kede si clean de da noda the Navajo Washington do nikchen leta kadaze na ke tra dina khe do khan kitchen da ille da noda Everina Diego and das Iliaut since 2020 start khana khayada sin khahadas jilne funeral homes kana start that this khalo hoten 875,000 nadasitla hot sina nishlan kedene tan lo cheheta noda nish hot erulish Aroso hoje beshwahasa an hodoye bebesahoshne hodo Diego belanta to set Navajo Nation Council hoje Gouldings naidolne Monument Valley hot oe beso be idolel to enal trada hod Navajo Washington ya nahin detolel start 7.5 million honela ya nahin detolel hayol ye beso ya nahin teho jo shohorobansis kes dobe hanastigi the nebeke of Diego and nahot halabe elchida deal niligi peso etel onde the nebe ka deal was ebina beswa has anda hada to handa badoni dit oye landa aslim Gouldings purchase hey annehi jo haida hawada just dauda na nishbeke trajda gahada shalabe na hijis nisa hotta di hojen khandel nish ito na nish peso ya nahin degidil na nish khan chado the Navajo Washington peso ba na niligi hot enigi na nish dahil ni hot ashon le denel ke de trade beso be bekan delwo hot hada bildo nilto khodina goshi shlad zanane do kato beswas annal so shliade do aslo khoashi be la de shlelo be la slio shi khajon nahidon zoban this case ishi shada bildo nil beswas ani lada aslegi aro sa kitchen da is aigi khaish ebniya hot in di beso beto ye beso ya nahin tegi jasate masanado ja honnile amada allada aro allado alla na hisni hina nishne eteno khashet beken title hot shivan this case ide na nishto en al trado beso ya nahin tegi hot alchinies bekada yet Put the old trying, na kids at that I just tried. Kin, how one, you get that I don't tried either. Beso baby card that yet. Jo baby card or what you get beso yan nahin tegi. Hoje, hajo became nade car at edolit. She hot edolit. I don't know. When nanagi so and ni bespas on ye. Ye indeed chill. Ye lanada asli. Ye Navajo prep 3 million. But you those nilton lay student housing. Ye that they snishigi. I saw hojen kado kato. Nejono that these nilta noda. Ishi Honorable Delegate Seth Damon do Rick Nez da ishi co-sponsors that dan law. Ashon and jono ye lada ye indeed jade ye lada asli hode behasti nidia peso ya nahin teho eti that enigi akato wasigi blaho bohone zat ishi hoje jono chinade itlagoro shishiche azyago in tashi be lade shle ishi hot on the Navajo prep base of 3 million hoto yobohane tlisha peso lada chide nil hot end peso to netigisa asa honlose ebina ndishni ha si peso an peso das ede bed not call hoto aske de trade studo san il chinies that enigi bekado was shanda bedoni Eshin hot quarterly report in Kitchen State of the Navajo Nation. Eshin hot ended the neck the tar of that and some base way and there a head Kedini doles which Juno Hanash Neston Hansis case don here dot Kikanada Hajut Lord or Hajon Canada Catoli a head Hedini del Horia Dr. Buu Nygren hodot the Nebanon a hot oshino yat nan Hedini doles do hop go net yat
Yeah, hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. She Justin Ahastin Yanisha Adonet Nishklinigi A Belagana Nishkle Tot Sone Bashachim Belagana Edashache Nana Kisani Edashinale Ba Ogede de Nasha. My name is Justin Ahastin, and I'm the Executive Director for the Navajo Nation Washington office, here to provide our great Navajo people with an update of activities in Washington, D.C. First and foremost, many of you may have been following the news, and you will know that the United States House of Representatives is somewhat in a challenging position. Since Speaker McCarthy was ousted several weeks ago, and he was ousted primarily for making a deal with Democrats to keep the government from shutting down under a 45-day continuing resolution. Since his vacancy, they have been trying to work to try to establish a new Speaker of the House. Initially, Rep. Steve Scalise of Louisiana was the intended nominee who went against Jim Jordan of Ohio, and he wasn't able to secure the votes that he needed in order to become the Speaker. After that, he dropped out, and now the Republican primary for the speakership is Jim Jordan. However, after 2 rounds of votes, Jim Jordan has been unable to convince the entire Republican caucus to support him. He needs 217 votes in order to secure the speakership. However, he's not meeting that. On the other end, Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries of New York has been consistent with his 212 votes from his Democratic colleagues. The whole situation came about, again, when Speaker McCarthy at the time was making a deal with Democrats to keep the government funded to prevent a government shutdown. Now, with the absence of the Speaker, it leaves the House of Representatives paralyzed, meaning that they cannot conduct any legislative business until a Speaker has been appointed. Currently, the House is operating under a Speaker pro tem, which is Patrick McHenry, but he doesn't have the authority or the power to conduct legislative businesses, only the hearing to establish a Speaker. There are talks about looking at expanded authority for the Speaker pro tem. However, nothing has been set in stone, and those negotiations have since ceased. Now, in order for Jim Jordan to become the Speaker, again, he's going to have to obtain 217 votes. However, there has been pushback amongst a lot of Republicans, especially those who are somewhat favored to tribes. Jim Jordan does not have a good history of working with tribes. In fact, he has voted against many tribal bills since he joined Congress in 2007, even the bipartisan bills that were supported by a majority of the Republican Party. So if the Speaker is given to Jim Jordan, then it may cause additional challenges for tribal nations across the country. Now, in terms of a government shutdown, if the Speaker is not elected and a budget is not passed, the government will go into a government shutdown. And some of the programs that will be immediately affected are a lot of the social safety net programs, such as the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program, as well as the Supplemental Nutrition Benefits, which is also known as food stamps. Now, if states or tribal governments have carryover dollars from previous years that they can use to continue, however, once those dollars run out, there won't be any new appropriations authorized, and the FY24 allocations for those programs won't be released. So that'll really impact those who rely heavily on TANF and SNAP benefits for their families. Other than that, there are other provisions within some of the appropriations bills, such as the National Defense Authorization Act, that has some significant programs tied to it, including the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act amendments, which would expand eligibility and benefits to post-1971 uranium miners, which the Navajo Nation is very interested in. As many of you may know, half of the country's domestic uranium supply came from the Navajo Nation, and it was the Navajo miners and millers who were in the mines at the time to extract those resources up until 1990. So these benefits would extend to them under the current program. It would extend it by an additional 20 years. And if we're not able to get the NDAA passed in time, then this bill will end up expiring. So another bill that's attached to the NDAA is the Native American Housing and Self-Determination Assistance Act, which is NAHASDA, and that is the funding that is given to tribal governments for housing projects such as the Indian Housing Block Grant and other funds to administer tribal housing programs. So as we continue these next few weeks, my office has been working up on the Hill, trying to find ways to push Congress to elect a speaker. We've also been working with the Navajo Nation Council on developing different positions and resolutions to try to urge Congress to address this immediately so it minimizes the impact to our Navajo people. I appreciate the time given to provide this update, and if you want more updates, please visit our website at www.nnwo.org and subscribe to our weekly newsletter, The Washington Weekly. And until next time, have a good and safe weekend. Yeah, thank you.
Yat San Ado Bikit dog Hoto Shay Hote Hunanes is the Tuba City they at a Hinan Shindat do at a Koja Tuba City Fair no a kids day Ado Streedo Sani elderly day do a at a day Nish Ado Koto She's one of our offices, the Department of Self-Reliance will yai, but office they are the yai. Kudo shishin da hadil ne ben ya sake the need nihinant aya was nichina the burial assistance a kid that the net la they 20,000 yeah that or stay ade do don da ilioshi eben na konsla nchit eda hada date hada ado beke hat den hada kon funeral home sonda kago ad an helt sabik en no la Edo da en hedo Navajo Nation de beso gido besan de nista dan hida no na hashi de ko a kwage $875,000 be a kid that the net la jo kwa nichen Dr. Buu Nygren do niche social service the executive director should no aje shike hodi no ado beta de nis last week je tonal so hanani de adok atende funeral homes go a check between the ilie hala jo aje sto hashin tsago e the na big slagi ba hast hala the hin credit ratings and hit no bit with their businesses do ba hata chiliki do the in da yil cho jo e do ba so ba ya eta ado a kwan hik e do hashin tsago sa de yes ye kwa a Tuba City ke tona nest is a funeral homes as de la ko hashin tsago beta hodil e ko e benna e skin som da yo sen his no ni hinant ko e hot a za ado Halate di don hi kana as what da do le school clothing de el chinebet be beso jo el to hot za dan de 2022 do 2022 yeah da on da yo school clothing application or she I can deco could check it do but the chido el to de ya do ke not nil okay Dean days it on November do a cohort don't know what that's on the your application from 2022 to 2021 that I don't that's on the a checks a come nich da hit the chi do let acquire bananiki age at the hashin soko age what the never base or general funds eben in here na na shebe the sentido and hinke besser the never base on latte lechlet ja da de de be lahta beso hajoba the no nisi application ki hajo el ja ko enda hon checks with the hide do chik so e kat a hol jiko 14,000 la applications on need de la chine e osen ne look adinta e November ko shin ko checks and hitch with the hide chito le e bana os can't ash de I apologize but it's la kana jo hashin tsago ko ni ka do lo o ado hojo italiada juk ade khona hot ehdi do ani do pespans an peson hil na khanin nel jo eben banna e di school clothing is tronde do ligel do at ani do na kide jo na kepes or 3 million hani ado sai abendil na say loved over a million abendil na shanki 2023 but peso ke e do asen nel ko will start accepting application DD is going to will start accepting new application January going that haju hashin so it konda yo liel doing da e honna hot based on the besmans on the petition president position honna hot I think we'll be all caught up to where we can start accepting application July do a application based on nette do e ko in leil chin na je ko e based on school clothing bana niliki hota e na do lo was jo hota e kapen de nishiko e kwa ge sto aba bana os ka ashin hashin to e di na nishibit ho ye e git up na da hot e do COVID da jordi kwa na the kosen tagi nas eda da bet non das ni kwa jo kwa ke da ishin da hat ishin da za jo elne do khodo khot za do khot edo da di nista de jo khashin tsab bet da do na nishin la the accountability bet di do transparency height on nish jordi ka de computer system ba daily ya ko na nishko kwa application da hege an da DB san do le space le chi ba be de nishki khot don an at do staff da nishil do track it do khot hashin so nikhna nishde liya ben khilqodesh do the have homeowners assistance program but no do the Native Community Capital be contract with the Ilya. Jo kodo peso hidden de Navajo Nation do ato the peso han de la shin na konda. But da kida de peso hanite go in da kodo nikhka da do logiki hot nikhe kodo peso but de chido peso the millions ragi ato shi verification da ni peso jo kwa ke hot also shein iskiln da hasil net or lesson that the homeowners assistance program will kick off as soon as those funds hit the system over at Native Community Capital Navajo Nation do I don't peso yin ni ado di hashin di government Washington did that all cut out jo need Justin holding that director Hostin ne kutza ko the initiative up with the hadit it all less kwa kishi hajo ben hilbehon net all less the 10 ko chine baby kan da do da nishda baby kan da roki biki het dolti food stamps sto I had the dolteco di November go the not del calo ejo Washington the change the lohitan linigi do at date ata do be dan neж da kota hol dahagi asgat at ahaban as the 8 ko ke hasil tsoko ba ho nasin joni hi peso adna gahagi nda jahagi asa ni at da ya at ni the better shit da hal no kwake shin chi de do in do asa hat this in da taga zanje chapter da ho de go jon hi hon hi da what se chedi je hat zi de masanda an heda no te da heda da no se ha de shin khota do nil jo kon hol jis ho je go ho jil zilot ya it's so alanja da kwalse di jego so den delo da jego peso da stido ko da chido in jo kwat hat go ba da hon sen ashode kwat ni hasti do le don khalt shne batsa da do zit yisi na khalt shne bechen da hasti do ni masando ni cheda sto da his ago but the Dulcin Ado Aquatel Hik Washington the Joko Nihnant President Nygren Ado Akeda da Sidai Rishalman Toida Ado Beshmas Anelsto sto Yego but the Dulcin Ado O Quachit Aquadat Beshmas Anaquat Nini Ado Ben Yada Ado Ben Yenda do begin Ben Yenda do Lieta Quay but so hot is the Jordi and God or the end the net can ye need not on it. Don't spare husband he not on it all little. I could in it has steed or let a hat all that. Thank you.
Little gold
you out.